guys, so today I'm making pesto for Pearson. I love making pesto at home because it's really easy, really big payoff, tastes so much better than store-bought. And I'm really particular about what I feed my son, a lot more particular than what I feed myself. But a lot of the store-bought pestos don't use the healthiest or best oils in them. So I prefer to just make my own at home so I know what he's getting. And he loves it. So here we go, really easy. I've got a food processor set up. Most of the basil's already in there. Got this clamshell here. You just take these pieces of basil, rip them off of the stem, and throw them right in there. Traditionally in pesto, you've got basil, pine nuts. I'm using about a 1/4 cup today. Parmesan. This is 1/4 cup to a 1/3 cup. I'd start with a 1/4 cup. You can always add more. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And pesto, this is sort of one of those cooking rules. Pesto always has garlic in it. And I'm a big fan of doing what works for you and what tastes good to you in cooking. So I'm sure some people would say it's sacrilege to not put garlic in pesto, but as much as I love raw garlic, it makes me smell horrible. And it was a little spicy the first time I made it for Pearson. So right now I just make my pesto without garlic. But if you were going to use raw garlic, I would put in 2 cloves on the smaller side. So I'm gonna close up my food processor and just pulse a few times to get it kind of chopped up. And then we're gonna take, let's see if you can see this, take this guy out so that I can pour oil in while it's running. I'm starting with a 1/4 cup. Definitely gonna need some more. You can use any oil you want. I like avocado oil, again, because I'm really mainly making this at home for the health benefits. You could use olive oil, that's another really great one. I don't love to cook with olive oil because it has a pretty low smoke point and can start to, it's just not great for you when you're cooking with it. But salad dressings, pesto, anything where it's not coming into contact with super high heat is great. So I'm just gonna free flow this in with the machine running. You want kind of a nice runny consistency, saucy, you know what pesto looks like. And I'm just gonna scrape down the sides and taste it. And I can almost guarantee I'm gonna wanna add more salt. Let's see. Yep, you know it. So that's probably gonna be about 1/2 teaspoon total of salt. If you're using more cheese, if the cheese is really salty, you're probably not gonna need to add more salt. So just always taste. Perfect. We just keep a jar of this in the fridge. We throw it on pasta for Pearson, and then one of his favorite ways to have it is on salmon. So we get wild Alaskan salmon from Butcher Box every month, and I just throw a little bit of pesto directly on there. About 2 spoonfuls. Get it all nice and covered. I'm going to throw this in a cold oven. I'm going to start it cold, set it to 300, and I'm going to let it go for about 20 minutes. Salmon, it's somewhat of a sturdy fish, but you still want to be kind of gentle with it. If you ever cooked salmon too quickly and all that white gunk starts to pour out. It's called albumin, and it's when you cook the salmon at too high of a heat or too quickly, it releases that. There's nothing wrong with it. You can still eat it, but just to try to avoid that, start in a cold oven, set it to 300, and cook for 20 minutes. Thanks so much.